Hey, welcome. All right, today we're going to dive into a really dynamic strategy, one designed to get every single learner up, moving, and talking. If you've been looking for a way to crank up the engagement and spark a real debate, you've absolutely come to the right place. Let's just jump right in.
You know the feeling, right? You ask this great, thought-provoking question. You're hoping for this amazing discussion, and then crickets. Or maybe it's just the same 2 or 3 eager people who always have something to say. It's a super common challenge, but what if there was a way to totally flip that script?
I want you to picture a room just buzzing with energy. A place where opinions are being shared, they're being defended, and hey, maybe even changed. A space where thinking is a full-contact sport, not something you just watch from the sidelines. That's what we're aiming for, and the strategy we're looking at today is the perfect tool to make it happen.
Okay, so we're talking about moving way beyond the classic lecture, that one-way street of information. This is all about an active approach that puts the learners right in the driver's seat.
So what is this magic strategy? It's called 4 corners. And really, at its heart, it boils down to 2 simple but super powerful things: getting people moving and getting them debating. It sounds simple, I know, but trust me, it's incredibly effective.
Okay, so what is it exactly? Here's the official definition. You put a statement out there, and instead of just sitting there and raising a hand, people actually vote with their feet. They physically get up and move to a corner of the room that matches their opinion. It's such a simple, visual way to see where everyone in the room stands, literally.
And why do this? Well, the goals here are huge. Sure, it sparks a discussion, but the real magic is that it guarantees 100% participation. That simple act of moving to a corner makes it a safe, supportive space and gives everyone permission to share their point of view and, importantly, defend it. That's where the real critical thinking kicks in.
All right, so this all sounds pretty cool in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? Let's walk through the actual steps to get 4 corners up and running. And don't worry, it's way easier than it sounds.
Okay, step 1, you just label your 4 corners. Strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree. Super simple. Step 2, you drop a provocative statement on them. Step 3, everyone gets up, moves, and gets ready to explain their choice. Now, step 4 is where the fun begins. You facilitate a debate between the corners. And finally, step 5, and this is my favorite part, is reflection. Learners can actually change their minds and move to a new corner if they've been convinced. How cool is that? It shows that thinking isn't set in stone.
So what kind of statement works best? Here's a perfect example for, say, a business class. See, the key here is that there's no easy yes or no. It's got layers. It's designed to get people fired up and talking from all different angles. That's what you're aiming for.
Now, one of the best things about 4 corners is that it's not rigid. You can totally adapt it. You don't have to use the same recipe every single time. Let's check out a few creative ways you can tweak it to make it perfect for your situation.
Okay, first adaptation. Make it relevant. The best debates, the juiciest ones, happen when people feel like it actually matters to them, to their lives and their careers.
So look at this example for a construction class. For these learners, this isn't some abstract concept. All of a sudden, you're not just talking about an idea. You're talking about money, rules, what's right and wrong, the very future of their job. It makes the whole thing feel real.
But what if you're teaching online? Can you still do this? Absolutely. It translates perfectly. So instead of people walking to a corner, you just launch a quick poll. Instead of a big verbal debate, you can use the chat or pop them into breakout rooms. The spirit of the activity, making a choice and defending it, is exactly the same.
Okay, this last adaptation is a real game changer if you want to take the critical thinking up a notch. It's called the peer challenge, and it shifts the focus from a big group role to a more focused, one-on-one conversation.
It's pretty straightforward. You grab someone from the strongly agree corner and pair them up with someone from strongly disagree. And their only job is to explain their side to the other person. And here's the twist. The goal isn't to win, it's just to listen, to really truly understand why the other person thinks the way they do. It's an incredible exercise for building empathy. So, we've seen what it is, how to do it, and how to change it up. But let's circle back to the big question. Why does this thing actually work so well? What's the real impact here? So what's the bottom line? Well, it's about more than just one good class discussion. You're basically creating a little gym for their brains. You're helping them practice how to form an argument, how to articulate their views, and you're building the confidence they need to stand behind their opinions. It's about building a skill, not just finding an answer. But if there is one single thing you take away from all this, it's this. Its greatest strength is that it's totally inclusive. That simple act of getting up and moving, it completely shatters that passive sit-and-listen mode. In a four corners room, there's nowhere to hide. Every single person is part of the conversation.
And really, that's the whole shebang. The framework is here, the potential is massive. We've given you the how, we've shown you the why, so now the only question left is for you, what's the debate you're going to start?